Good evening and welcome to 2026 here in Kamloops, British Columbia, as we are set to resume the Canada West calendar, and it's the interior battle. UBCO Okanagan Heat is in town to take on the home side, TRU WolfPack. My name's Jamie Shinkuski, sitting alongside Michael Reeve to bring you this one on Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel, and welcoming viewers from wherever you are for the game of the week. Also streaming on CBC Sports and TELUS Optic as we get set for two teams mired in a playoff battle. The WolfPack, with their best start in years, come in 5-7 and off a huge 24-point victory to close out the 25 calendar half of this season. And UBCO coming in 6-6. So someone coming away with two victories this weekend, Mike, going to look real nice in terms of the playoff picture.
Yeah, it might be enough to get you over the hump. UBCO coming in on a bit of a slide, losers of 3 of their last 4. The win, however, a big one over a nationally ranked UBC team back before the break. So they have certainly been able to beat some tough opponents, and this will be a good battle for us tonight.
As the Heat controlling the ball to start, wearing the blue uniforms with yellow and white trim, going left to right on your broadcast screens, as it's Suzuki up and in to get the scoring started here Friday night. Tennyson McCarthy, Suki Suzuki, Aiko Williams, Lily Pink, and Kanani Kuhn, the starting 5 for the Heat, countered by Sydney Vollrath, Kylie Koppis, Elena Vasilenko, Haley Merrigan, and Morgan Eichenberger. For the WolfPack is Vasilenko, lets it fly from deep, no bucket. Merrigan grabbing the rebound, she'll kick it out. Vollrath looks left for Vasilenko. To her right, Koppis is open, takes the long-range shot. Can't get it to fall, and it'll be a defensive board for Aiko Williams. Quick in transition, Suzuki from the corner, back-to-back buckets to open this one. She's on a personal 5-0 run. WolfPack looking for an answer here. They trail by 5, a minute expired, and it's Vasilenko, the rookie from Ukraine. To her left for Koppis. To the top of the key, Merrigan steps left, going up. Defensive fingertip from McCarthy stymies that attempt.
TRU getting some good looks here early, Jamie. Just haven't been able to get the ball go down.
Suzuki looking for 3 in a row. Doesn't fall into the hands of Lily Pink. Bounces it in tight. McCarthy spins, fires, puts it home for 2.
Second chance opportunity there for the Heat. Not something you see a lot of, especially with Merrigan and Eichenberger cleaning the glass so well for this TRU team this season.
It's right, Morgan Eichenberger comes in, the Canada West rebounds leader, averaging double digits per game. She's with it now. Bounce pass for Koppis, doesn't have the lane. Out for Vollrath to the corner. Merrigan from downtown. No bucket. That one gets poked out of bounds. Last touched by Kanani Kuhn. And so it'll be an offensive reset opportunity here for the WolfPack.
UBC seems to be more than comfortable allowing them to kind of swing these open threes. TRU yet to make them pay and knock one down.
Passes in for Vasilenko. Can't find separation from Suzuki. Plays it outside. Vollrath stepping right, doesn't see the lane for Koppis. 5 on the shot clock, in tight for Eichenberger. Off the glass but doesn't fall, and it'll be Tennyson McCarthy on the defensive rebound. Pass attempt stripped by Merrigan. Opportunity to get on the board, finger roll, you betcha.
Needed that one, break off some of the rust here. First game back after the winter break, and needing to find one and just see it go through the hoop.
Williams, guarded closely by Vasilenko, spinning away from her check, splits the defenders. Finger roll, underhanded, and a beauty. First points of the night for Aiko Williams. TRU looks to counter. Koppis plays for Merrigan, still 10 on the shot clock. She'll let it fly. Shot doesn't fall. And Williams able to grab the rebound defensively for Suzuki. To the corner. Kuhn from downtown doesn't fall. And on the spot, you alluded to it, Morgan Eichenberger with the rebound. Merrigan leaves for Vasilenko. Driving Bounce pass, Eichenberger taking some contact. She'll draw the foul. Head to the free throw line for 2 looks, and the first 2 looks of the evening. For anybody involved in the contest, is that the first personal foul charged to Lily Pink. Let me take another look at it there.
Eichenberger shooting just over 50% from the stripe so far this season. She'll knock down the first.
That's certainly what we've watched as an area of improvement for this Wolfpack team. Couple games early where they were getting those opportunities and not making the most of it, and then you just saw teams, well, sure, I'll give you that little extra contact. We got some fouls to give, and steadily improving throughout the year as Eichenberger puts both of them away. Some subs onto the court for UBCO. Tammy Ina dishes for Kuhn. Spinning against Koppes, up over the defender, in for her first 2 points of the night.
That's a tough bucket, great look, somehow spins and uses the window for a clean 2. Also on the court, Kiana Kutzler play a D there as pass goes under her arm. Cross-court attempt picked off by Kuhn. The jump ball is called possession TRU, so they will get away with that one. But only 6 seconds on the shot clock to work with, as we'll see Micah Ramsey check into the game. Yeah, what a relevation Micah Ramsey's been. Really came on only a few games back in the first half and has really provided needed life. Oh my gee. That was from way downtown.
Got it off before the shot clock expired, but off the rim, out of bounds. So it will be Heat possession nonetheless as they lead by 11 here midway through this opening quarter. It's Kiana Kutzler with it for the Heat, the Kamloopsian in her homecoming. Gives for McCarthy, looking in tight for Kuhn. Has it poked away, recovers, going up, draws the foul, and 2 chances from the free throw line.
Yeah, UBCO really just getting what they want on the offensive zone right now. As you take another look here as the entry pass comes in, brought back down, and then thinking she's straight up, but not straight up enough, and the foul call goes the way of UBCO.
Kylie Koppes dinged with the first foul to any Wolfpack player as Kuhn puts the first one home. And the second. And so 4 points now for her in the early stages. Averaging 13 points per game, the team leader in that category. And off to a nice start offensively. They'll go to work on defense as TRU plays it around the horn. Merrigan from the corner, 3 points.
5th time's the charm. They've been swinging that ball so well around the 3-point arc and finally get one to go.
Kuhn for Ina. An awkward look, left-handed, taking some contact from Vasilenko and then draws the foul.
You see here on the right-hand drive, as she comes off the screen, left hand tries to go up strong, and Vasilenko a little too much body. And that'll send UBCO right back to the free throw line on back-to-back possessions.
And never one to shy away from the physicality, is listed at 5'3", one of the smallest players in height in the league, and probably one of the biggest players in heart, as you're always going to see Vasilenko right in the mix. As they go to work offensively, trailing by 8. Merrigan to the corner. Koppes not able to keep it in bounds. Tried to toe the line and just couldn't.
Yes. Getting a little frantic there in the offensive set. Nothing was coming clean there, and just an unforced error.
Kutzler with it for the Heat as they look to expand upon their lead. Pass picked by Koppes. Hart in support, gets it back for Kuhn. 5 on the shot clock. Kanani Kuhn stepping up. Shot comes short. And off the rim, Eichenberger grabs the defensive board for Vasilenko. Corner 3. Koppes. No bucket. Pink grabs the defensive board. coming quick in transition, takes it herself high off the glass for 2 points.
Yeah, no doubt in transition there. Took it right to the rim for the contested look.
Well, Vasilenko does well to draw the foul and just slow the roll a little bit. Maybe a chance to reset as they now trail by 10.
Almost surprised we haven't seen Scott Clark call a timeout here and just try to reset. Bit of a slow, stuttery start to this game for TRU, but he seems to want to let them figure it out for themselves on the court here.
Koppes spinning in tight. Kuhn gets a defensive block. Again, looking for the quick transition. Pink going cross court. Kuhn from deep almost gets it to fall. Aina on the rebound, stays with it under all kinds of pressure from Vasilenko. 10 on the shot clock. Kutzer dishes for Pink, spinning around her check. Stuffed by Merrigan. Pink stays with it, takes the contact, and the relentless offensive pressure from the Heat is just mounting against this Wolfpack defense.
Yeah, a couple extra opportunities and then just trying to go after that loose ball, come together. And once again, a foul against TRU. This one not in the act, so inbound from underneath the hoop.
And a miscue. Williams with a toe out of bounds. And that will give TRU an opportunity on the turnover. 3.5 still to play. 17-7 is the score here in our opening quarter. As Ramsey plays for Eichenberger. For Merrigan, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Koppes stepping left, trying to find a lane, going up. And that one did not have enough pepper behind it. As Kutzer takes the feed from Pink, drains the three-pointer.
2 for 5 from downtown now in the contest. Or the Heat as they expand to their largest lead of the game here at 13.
Valrath played around the horn. Koppes needs an option. Trying to find Eichenberger. Has that pulled away by Kutzer as both of them hitting the deck, trying to come up with that loose ball. But is the Heat able to do so? And looking to add to what's been a standout offensive performance from them through the opening 7.5 minutes. Suzuki for Pink. Top of the key, McCarthy. Spinning around Eichenberger, puts it up over the defender, in for 2 more.
Yeah, the bucket's just coming a little too easy if you're a TRU fan right now. They're putting the ball on the ground, they're driving to the rim, and they're getting pretty much everything to go, shooting better than 60% here in the opening frame.
TRU field goal percent sits 16% with that miss. Quick transition, McCarthy in tight. Can't get it by Merrigan. Second effort goes. 6 points now in the opening quarter for Tennyson McCarthy. Inside 2 to play. To the corner, Ramsey being watched by Steph Hart. Top of the key. Eichenberger leaves for Valrath, trying to find a lane. Stuffed by McCarthy. And she's going to run out of real estate. Look skyward as she knew she had a glorious opportunity for another quick break.
Yeah, credit Kylie Koppes there, blocking it, kind of just angling her, kind of hockey style into the boards, and forced to put a toe on the line.
Opportunity for some offensive redemption. They get it underneath Leahy to the corner. Valrath up top. Ramsey driving, stopped by Williams. A foul called, and that'll send Micah Ramsey to the free throw line with 1:11 up on the scoreboard here in this opening quarter. Take another look at the opportunity. Quick passing. And you'll see the foul on Iko Williams. And neither team into the bonus, is overall a very disciplined opening quarter from both these sides. As we'll see the first minutes for Olivia Wheatley as she checks in favor of Eichenberger. Sydney Lewis inbounds that one also into the game for the Heat. As both teams go into the bench, Ava Hepner also out there for UBCO. As Kuhn looks right for Suzuki inside the final minute. Pass in tight, looking far corner. Williams lets it fly and cashes the three-pointer.
Wide open in the corner, right in front of the bench, and picture perfect back iron and down from the corner.
Leahy, 12 on the shot clock, plays for Wheatley. Has Leahy cutting, finds her, and that one going to center to the free throw line as she takes some contact from Ava Hepner.
Foul against number 6, Ava Hepner. Shooting 2 for the back, number 11, Paige Leahy.
It's just the recovery play. That's one of those not giving you any chance. I don't mind if you take some free looks, but I'm not giving you the bucket in tight.
Yeah, first trip to the line for Paige Leahy here in the game and on the season as well. She'll knock down her first 2 opportunities at the charity stripe.
Well, with that, gets the Wolfpack into double digits up on the scoreboard inside the final 30 seconds of this opening frame. And we're going to see an offensive foul called against the Heat. Is back-to-back fouls, one at either end of the court for Hepner, and that'll check her out of the game. Back in comes Ina. 22 seconds still to play in this opening frame. It is a 17-point deficit the Wolfpack facing. Shot clock is off. Ramsey with possession. Trying to find some separation from Lewis, defending stingily. Volrath, 5 on the shot clock, spinning underhand, gets it back, and that will be a jump ball called with 1.8 seconds up on the clock. It's gonna have to be a quick shot away if the Wolfpack are gonna find one here. Leahy gets it in. Merrigan can't find the handle. Lewis will float a prayer that goes unanswered, and the Heat take the commanding 27-10 lead into the break. And you look up and down the stat sheet here, Mike. Everyone who's touching the court nearly getting in on the action. UBCO doing a fantastic job to spread the wealth.
Yeah, they got 26 in the quarter. No one has more than 6. There's 3 of them with 5 or more as well, which is really a credit to how much depth they have coming off the bench. For TRU, it's almost rare after the first quarter to look at the stat sheet and actually see that many players have touched the floor, and that goes to show that they're just looking for something that's going to work for us right now. If that's what's, it's being the conversation from Scott Clark, he's mixing and matching early, just trying to find a lift, because only 3 made baskets on the floor. Sorry, just 2 made baskets on the floor for this TRU team, 1 from long range, 1 from inside.
Well, we'll take a quick break. We got the second quarter of action here. You're watching the game of the week between the Wolfpack and Heat here on Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel.
Drink BioSteel, the right fuel.
back inside the Tournament Capital Center here in Kamloops, BC. Shinkuski Reeve bringing you this one on Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel, or on CBC Sports or TELUS Optic here for the Canada West Game of the Week. If you're just tuning in, it was all UBCO through most of that opening frame. 27-10, the visitors lead here. And WolfPack looking to answer. Leahy for Wheatley, top of the key, leaves for Valrath, stepping left, can't find room, kicks it to the corner. Merrigan from deep, it doesn't fall, but Ina can't come away with the rebound, and so another opportunity for the WolfPack as they'll make full-scale substitutions.
Yeah, a couple Heat player battling each other for that ball with no one from TRU in the area, so fresh 14 on the shot clock, and he said a fresh line change of fresh faces on the floor for the Pack.
Kappas takes the handoff, looks right for Vasilenko, splitting a pair of defenders, in and one. Welcome back to the game, Elena Vasilenko.
Trust the Euro to bring out the Euro step early here into the second quarter. Take another look here. It's absolutely beautiful. Takes the feed, fakes the three. Oh, and there we go, up and under and clean in for the and one for Vasilenko.
And there it is. Actually, the first 3 points of the game for Elena Vasilenko. That was the first foul on Tammy Ina in this contest. As she takes it, looks right for Pink from downtown, buries it.
Immediate response from the Heat. They'll do it the new fashion way, draining one from long range to restore their lead.
4 for 7 from three-point range so far in this one. When you're hot, you're hot. And the whole roster is for UBCO as Kappas driving lefty off the glass for 2.
It's nice to see Kappas get one going there. First bucket in the game for her, and maybe some more players on TRU have begun to warm up.
And Nevena Nogic looks left for Pink, back-to-back threes, doesn't go. Ball is loose. Ina getting to it first for Kuhn. Working around the perimeter for Nogic. 8 on the shot clock. Ina with it. To her right, Pink. Stepping around one defender, can't get around Eichenberger, who gets a finger on that to come away with the block. Quick the other way, Vasilenko stops, pops, can't get the shot to fall, and it'll be McCarthy on the rebound defensively. Quickly the other way, Kanani Kuhn lets it fly. Her shot doesn't fall, comes right back out to her. Second opportunity, dishes for McCarthy, stepping up, kicks it cross court. Ina for Kuhn, 3 on the shot clock to Pink. Shot doesn't fall, bobbling around, finds its way into the hands of McCarthy. Little give and go with Pink, she'll put it so cleanly the mesh doesn't move.
Third chance opportunities for the Heat there. TRU doing a better job rotating to the open woman here. They're rotating better to those three-point shooters, getting a hand up and chasing them off the line, but they're not cleaning the glass and giving too many opportunities to this Heat team. They will make you pay, and they continue to lead by 17.
Well, and that's just it, the second, third looks. And that's been an area where this rendition of TRU has improved so much to prior years, and you have to think coming out of the break, they're going to want to clean that up, and no doubt that's a large part of what prompted that timeout. Hey, that's how they line up, head to head. Little slanted in favor of UBCO, but on paper, these two match up very nicely. Although, that's why you play the games, and so far, heavy advantage to the visitors.
Yeah, right next to each other in the standings as well here in the Pacific for Canada West at 5-7 and 6-6 respectfully, but 6-6 is kind of showing 5-7 what being 500 means.
Well, should mention as well, not only some playoff implications on the line, but the interior rivalry bragging rights going to be decided this weekend. The President's Cup decided annually across soccer, volleyball, basketball between these two schools, and they're all square heading into the final weekend as Vasilenko's shot can't fall. And So UBCO perhaps to take a step toward that President's Cup if they can continue what's been a stellar opening 13 minutes in this one. 4 on the shot clock. Pink spinning, hesitates, puts it home. Long two-pointer, and that will prompt a very quick second timeout for the Wolfpack, as Scott Clark clearly not seeing what he had hoped to coming out of the first stoppage.
Yeah, getting animated on the bench is Clark, but he seemingly did everything right on that defensive possession. If you're TRU, you work it down to the late seconds. You're directly on Lily Pink there, and she just turns around and knocks down a really tough look for a long two. The hand was in the face. It's what you want defensively. It's just better offense is going to beat better defense sometimes, and that's what you saw in that possession. But clearly Scott Clark has been around the game a lot longer than I've been alive, has seen something different, and wants to get that message across in a hurry here to his unit.
Well, the impressive thing so far in this is they don't have a feature offensive player. It's just work it around, and whoever gets the open look is taking it, and everyone seems to be hitting the mark through the opening stages of this contest. And Lily Pink, the most recent recipient of some big points, as she had, well, about nothing in quick little sequence from her. She's got 7 points in this opening half as well. There's a foul called. At first, no, pardon me, make that the second foul of the contest against Kiana Kutzer. The Coppers will play it in, 15 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Little give and go with Eichenberger. She'll play a well out for Vasilenko, spinning. Spins herself into trouble, out for Eichenberger. That shot doesn't fall, and little teamwork effort for the Heat to come away with the defensive board. Kutzer trying to spin away from Vasilenko. Unable to, but gets it for Lewis. They work it around the horn to the corner. Williams from the corner, 3 doesn't fall. And Vasilenko, sprawling, comes away with the rebound into the hands of Eichenberger in support. Vasilenko takes the Koppa's feed, going underhanded, takes the contact from Kanani Kuhn. And he'll head to the free throw line. Laboring a little bit as she's hitting the deck at both ends of the court.
Yeah, you see her take the pass here, drives in, tries to bring it to the left, feels the contact, back to the right for the scoop attempt. Can't get it to go, but we'll have 2 at the line.
And so they have not completely found the answer offensively, as Vasilenko making good on the second attempt there, but with just inside 6 to play, pushing themselves towards the bonus, so something to track. And perhaps an opportunity for TRU as this second quarter progresses, as Lewis lead feed for Kuhn. Right through a trio of defenders to the corner. Williams buries it.
TRU trying to switch up there, going a little full court press for the first time in the game. UBC, great ball movement to break it, and then find the open woman in the corner for another 3-pointer, their 5th of the contest.
Eichenberger looking for a teammate, cutting, didn't find it. Vasilenko now Volrath, 5 on the shot clock to the corner. Olivia Randall from deep, and 2 deep on that attempt, got enough of the rim. And in fact, our officials will stop play and say, no, it didn't catch the rim, so shot clock violation and a turnover, and a great opportunity to introduce our officiating crew this evening of Rolando Calipes, Michael Gunnarsson, and Shelly Ganchar. Well, ticking towards the midway point of this second quarter, the Heat more than doubling up on the Wolfpack right now. Quick passing play. Everyone touches it. Out for Kuhn. Can't bury. Ball is loose. And a sprawling Lewis trying to keep it in bounds and just unable to do so. But that looked like the drill in minor sports where everyone has to touch it before you let it fly. And
I mean, that was already cut and almost in the highlight reel as that ball was halfway down before it popped out. Almost cruel. The basketball gods didn't let that one fall.
Beautiful passing play. That goes for naught. Now Randall the other way puts it up and in off the bench for her first 2 of the night. Suzuki deep 3 look, rattles around, comes up high, rebound. Kuhn coming away with it, and she'll clean up. 2 more for Kanani Kuhn, 6 in the opening half. Well on her way to matching her season average.
Can't remember the last time I saw a TRU team being out-rebounded 12-8. A plus 12 advantage on the glass for this UBCO team.
Vasilenko heading to the snack shack, trying to keep that one in bounds, and unable to, but does materialize in possession for TRU. As UBCO going to take their first timeout of the contest. As they do have a 4-point advantage through this quarter, but TRU starting to find their pace, it looks. And of course, they're going to try and scrap and claw their way back, but always interesting to watch how the Canada West calendar goes with the weekend doubleheader. And not only are they trying to mount a comeback in this one, but also set the tone for tomorrow in the rematch.
Yeah, and find something that works. Is it going to be the full court press? Is it going to be, sitting back in that half court, which they've been able to kind of dominate their way through here through the early goings of a quarter and change? And that will be the conversations for in the huddle and at halftime as well, when we may see the more major adjustments made by the coaching staff.
Well, there you have a look across the West at some of the top matchups, including Trinity Western at UBC, as that's a fun one to watch too, as we'll be tracking all kinds of scoreboard updates from across Canada West basketball as we tick closer and closer toward the postseason. We're back to the action. Here's Merrigan, takes the feed, stuffed by McCarthy. Huge defensive play. And that gets the bench up on their feet.
Yeah, Merrigan takes this right at the top, sees the opening drives. It's the help defender coming through and getting the swat. Also, I think off the bottom of the rim to make it look even more violent on that rejection.
Well, that's the Tammy Ina feed. Trying to find Pink and just sailing it up and over her into their own bench for a turnover, as TRU will look to take advantage of that offensive miscue. As Randall is again spreading the minutes out, like you mentioned a couple times, Mike. Not something we've seen too much from TRU so far this year, and well, with the score the way it is, I have to wonder if that's a bit of a message being sent to Scott Clark's starters, and if that might spark something as this one progresses.
Yeah, just 3.5 to go here in the opening half. TRU maybe just looking at a number around maybe 15-14 is maybe that's the mission right now, to try to close the gap as you head into the break.
Suzuki looking for the shot, couldn't get it to fall. McCarthy, almost like she thought she was on D, smacked it out of play before that resulted in a whistle and a turnover.
UBCO's turn to apply a little bit of pressure up the court, but will back off.
Ramsey looking for some help, as Vasilenko now in support. 3 minutes to play, 8 on the shot clock as Vasilenko driving, as Ina take the lane away, out for Randall, buries it from 3-point range.
Huge lift here from Olivia Randall. up to 5 points in the game, tied for a team high, but just as fast as TRU gets points, it seems like there's an immediate response from this Heat side.
Tammy Ina right to the rim, in for 2. As it's a 20-point margin. With 2.5 to play, Eichenberger in the paint, spinning up and no good. As that ball just rolls out of bounds. And so TRU gonna get possession back from a baseline inbound.
Yeah, Eichenberger completely shredding the defender there, but missing the layup.
8 on the shot clock. Randall bounces it in for Eichenberger, working in the paint again. Double coverage, so she kicks it out. Vollrath in tight. Eichenberger, and has that smacked away. Heads up defensive play by Steph Hart.
I think they're counting that bucket at the 24. It was certainly close. At least they have in-house. We'll see if the officials make a change.
And a pass intended for McCarthy, smacked away by Eichenberger. Randall nearly loses the handle, stays with it, dishes for Merrigan. Her three-point attempt doesn't fall. And it'll be an opportunity for the Heat, as their offense has slowed a bit as of late, but still that nearly 20-point differential as they play it around the horn. Kuhn from downtown, shot doesn't fall. It's a battle of number 4s. And it's the Heat Suzuki with the upper hand. They'll play it under the rim. Merrigan gets a defensive touch on it. Kuhn in support, puts it up. Stopped by Merrigan, but not cleanly, say the officials. And that will send Kanani Kuhn to the free throw line. 6 points on the night to her name, and looking to add to it there, as that's the first foul on Haley Merrigan tonight.
Again, an opportunity for TRU to end that possession a couple different times. It's relentless offensive pressure from this UBCO team, and again, second and third chance opportunities being the death of this TRU team. It's really been that added punch against them.
Well, you take a look at the stat sheet, and it's the shooting. You look, they've taken about the same amount of chances from the floor, from three-point range. 51% from the floor for the Heat to 24% for the WolfPack from long range. Just as staggering, 35% for the Heat to 18% for TRU as a steal for UBCO. Pink trying to make it count the other way. Can't get it to fall. Ball's loose. Vasilenko gets it for Ramsey. Thinking quick transition. She'll just hesitate and wait for some teammates in support. Vasilenko driving baseline. Underhand feed, Eichenberger, 4 defenders on her in tight, and the double dribble called as she needed some help and couldn't find it. But a credit the collapse defense for their isolating Eichenberger, giving her no options.
Yeah, 1 versus 3 under the hoop, needed to find somewhere to kick it out to, and forced to put the ball back on the ground, and the whistle drawn.
30 seconds to play here in this second quarter of action. Heat with it. They play around the perimeter. Pink to her left. Suzuki back for Pink from three-point range. Cashes it. What a way to wrap up this opening half. 10 points for Lily Pink, as she's the first player into double digits tonight. 5 on the shot clock. Vasilenko with it. One final shot. Keeps it herself, goes up, defensive deflection, and that will send the visiting Heat to the break with a commanding 45-23 lead.
TRU, a better quarter overall. You can't deny that, but still not quite on the level of this UBCO team. They get outscored by 5 in the quarter. They do shoot the ball a little bit better, but they're going to need some of Mike's magic water bottle to find something, and maybe a system change coming from Clark here in the second half.
Well, we'll see what that second half has in store. We'll take a break here from Kamloops, but still lots of basketball to come here on Canada West TV. It's the Heat and the WolfPack with more to come after the break.
drink bottles still. The right fuel.
Hey, my name's Bree. I'm a tourism management student. I like to walk around Kamloops, so I walk to campus. But come on my tour, let me show you. One of my favorite things to do in Kamloops is go to the farmer's market. There's fresh local food, and I can walk straight down the hill. I get in my exercise, and I can reward myself with a fresh donut and coffee. The best way to start a Saturday morning. My classes take place in the Arts and Education International Building and right here in Old Main. The best part about Old Main, it has Esther's Market. Let's go. There's so many things to do outside the classroom. I got involved with PCMA, Adventure U, and then I discovered research. Let's check it out in Olara. My first experience in research was actually with a guest lecturer in People, Places, and Tour Landscapes. She came in and talked a little bit about creative tourism as a researcher. I was hooked. So I got involved as a research assistant to some tourism faculty, as a research ambassador, and that led to me being a community engaged research fellow. Here at Campus Commons, TrueSoup puts on so many amazing events. We have our back to school barbecue, the last class bash, we have a tree lighting. Oh, and there's food trucks. Oh, there's so many things to see. One of my favorite places on campus is the elusive observatory. But I haven't been there yet. So I could have picked anywhere to go. As a mature student, I decided to come back here to Thompson Rivers. I'm from Ontario originally, and this program gave me more flexibility in tourism. I wanted to try everything. I wanted to immerse myself. I got to choose different electives. I got to choose what field I wanted to go into. There wasn't anything really specific that you had to follow. I could choose my own path. In fact, my path took me all the way to Switzerland. I got to do a study abroad during the summer and get courses. I mean, the better place to do statistics? Always in Switzerland. There's chocolate, there's cheese, and apparently I'm really good at playing an Alp horn. Who knew? It's important to take time for yourself, and there's so many supports here at TRU for you. We have Consent Tea, one of my favorites is Therapy Dog Thursday, or come check out the Wellness Center. Sit back and relax. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna let you in on one of the best kept secrets. It's the Scratch Cafe! You can't miss it. It's right here. Now there's so many fun courses in our program, but I love how flexible the electives are. I've taken Spanish, archaeology, I even did criminology. I got to build my program my way. Coming from Ontario, one of my favorite things about BC is the great outdoors, and Kamloops does not disappoint. Whether I'm out on the water hitting a kayak, or whether I'm gonna go for a hike up a mountain. I also love to go inside to a cliffside climbing gym, try my skills at bouldering. Now I also love the coffee here. It is delicious. So you have 5 Bean, you have Amplified. I mean, there's so many coffee shops, I've tried them all. But if I'm here on campus, I like to check out Common Grounds. It's student run and led. I can bring my own coffee mug, and I get some studying done too. But for now, I'm gonna enjoy this beautiful sunshine. When I started, I wasn't sure what I wanted my career path to be. And that's the best thing about tourism. It's always changing and evolving. Since being here, I got involved in agriculture tourism, local and community engaged tourism, food tourism, and really involved in adventure studies. I'm even graduating with a minor in adventure studies. But thanks for joining me on my campus tour. I'm gonna go hang out at Cliffside. See ya!
Accentians, we're proud of what makes us different. Accentians, stay different, stay real.
Drink BioSteel, the right fuel.
And welcome back inside the Tournament Capital Centers. We're getting set for the second half of action. The Heat leading the WolfPack 45-23 at the break. And hey, follow your favorite team anytime, anywhere. Download the Canada West TV app, available on the App Store or on Google Play. Check it out. You can follow UBCO or TRU wherever you've got internet or data connection. And it's been all UBCO in the early stages. As my name's Jamie Shinkuski, sitting alongside Michael Reeve to bring you this one on Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel. And just our luck, the game of the week, also streaming on CBC Sports and TELUS Optic. As Mike, what a performance from UBCO. And it's going to be gut check time for TRU if they want to hang around in this one.
TRU, I think you look to that second quarter, you held them to under 40%. It's the offense that needs to get going. The defense can arrive for this TRU team. It's what they do on this end of the court that will matter.
They're looking to get it going early. Vollrath in tight, putting up an awkward look. All kinds of contested from Iko Williams, and an early defensive stop for the Heat. Williams on one end, the other way, looking for three, doesn't go. And that one finding its way out of bounds, so neither team able to convert on their first looks offensively. There's Vollrath with it, at least for Koppas. Now Vasilenko to the top of the key. Eichenberger being watched by McCarthy for Vollrath. Plays it in tight. Eichenberger under all kinds of pressure. Spinning up, in, and one.
I just don't know how she found a lane there. Two different help defenders end up coming at some point of this possession, as we'll get another look. Beautiful entry pass by Vollrath. Spinning, tries it this way. Nope, goes back the other way, and finally puts it up and in. Draws the harm as well and knocks down the three-point play the old-fashioned way and gets TRU onto the board here in the second half.
Well, it's not often Eichenberger's facing a big height mismatch, but two players listed at 6'2", and McCarthy and Kuhn making it difficult tonight. As the other way, Suzuki off the glass, no bucket, balls loose. Eichenberger scoops it up defensively. Vasilenko, little stutter step, finds a lane, takes it off the glass for two.
The exact start you were looking for, a steal as well.
For Vollrath, sees four blue shirts, so she'll hold up and wait for some teammates in support. Merrigan, little crossover, up, lefty, doesn't go. Eichenberger offensive rebound. Keeping this drive alive, Vollrath. Yet to register a point in this one, floats it ahead for Eichenberger, taking some contact from Lily Pink. And that'll be the second foul on Pink, who led everyone in the contest with 10 points through the opening half.
Little 5-0 run to start the third quarter for TRU, and an early timeout call coming from Bobby Mitchell and that UBCO bench.
Well, you said it channels some of that second quarter success. It certainly wasn't the start they were looking for, and a better start coming out of the break. And yeah, on the other side for UBCO, it's all right, stop it before it gets carried away. We've got a commanding lead, and more than anything, find ways to come away with that W here tonight.
Yeah, you got some runway right now. If you're the Heat, you can play with it a little bit. You're still up by 17 despite this early run out of the locker room to begin the third quarter. So just probably reiterating what they discussed in the room with the roster right now for the Heat as they'll come back to the court. A couple unforced errors early, leading to some extra opportunities for TRU, and they've actually cashed in here in the third on the offensive end of the floor.
Well, and if the results don't come in the way of a win for TRU, there's got to be a piece of building some momentum, finding some things that work to take it into tomorrow night's rematch. If you're unaware, it's a 4 p.m. Pacific time tip-off as these two teams will be back in action.
And if you want to get really complicated, there's tie-break scenarios within the President's Cup as well that are at stake with the point differential spread of this game that could come to play if it's a weekend split between these two teams.
And so looking to chip away a little more at the deficit, Merrigan takes the Vasilenko feed, 5 on the shot clock, leaves for Volrath, driving left, going up awkwardly, and that one gonna have no chance into the hands of Suzuki defensively for Kuhn. Takes it back, looks left for Williams, kicks it out, Pink looking from downtown and buries it out of the timeout for a stop and then a score. 13 points on the night so far for Lily Pink.
Early on, not really a star for this Heat team. Lily Pink is starting to take over that role. Game high, 13.
Vasilenko in for Eichenberger, double coverage. They kick it around the horn to the corner. Merrigan for 3. Shot's gonna go up into the rafters and draw a whistle.
You'd just like to see that swing a couple seconds faster. You see the double immediate on Eichenberger. They get it out to the 3-point range, but the ball doesn't move quite as fast as you'd like to see it into that corner, where UBCO was actually able to get a little bit of a contest on that 3, where if you move that ball a little faster, it's probably an open look.
McCarthy looks in tight. Ina going up, no dice, gets her own rebound. Second ditch effort, finding the bottom of the rim, but also some contact. So she will find herself at the charity stripe for a couple chances.
It's going to be the third on Vasilenko as well, so potential foul trouble here for the starting point guard for TRU. We'll see if it doesn't look like there's any movement on the bench. Clark maybe letting his point guard play through it.
Second trip to the free throw line for Tammy Ina, as she's made good on all 3 attempts now. And that one as well. And 4 of her 6 points coming off free throws thus far. And a 22-point lead here for UBCO. As Volrath, her pass intended for Eichenberger, disrupted by Pink. And the Heat do come away. Quick up court, Pink going up with it, no bucket. McCarthy on the rebound, falling in her pass into the hands of Merrigan defensively for TRU. Merrigan the other way, looking to take it right to the rim, takes a bump and going up for the layup, and she'll head to the free throw line.
That's when Merrigan's at her best. A really good slasher, gets a whole head of steam coming down the court there. Cuts all the way into the far side, goes up with the left, takes a big bump and heads to the line, her first trip.
Well, she might consider doing a little more of that, shooting just 2 of 9 from the floor. She's had 5 looks from 3-point range, only converted on 1 of them thus far, and up to 6 points on the night now with that made free throw. But sometimes when your shots aren't falling, get a couple free looks, gain that confidence, and we'll see if that might help Haley Merrigan here through the final 16 minutes of this contest, as Kuhn takes the feed from Kutzer. Stepping forward, trying to find a lane, doesn't see it. Quick feed into the hands of Kutzer, in tight, spinning, shot doesn't fall. McCarthy on the putback and is not there, but draws a foul. Into the free throw line for 2 chances goes Tennyson McCarthy.
Yeah, I thought the foul might come here on the first look. No whistle there, but on the second attempt is again the offensive rebound. 12th in the contest for UBCO. Picks it up and they get a chance at the line for another 2, but they'll miss the first.
He loved the animated reaction from McCarthy. She didn't love the result, as she's not going to convert on either, but an offensive board for Hart, giving them another opportunity. As McCarthy dismayed that neither one of those would fall, as Kuhn going up, clean block, from Eichenberger. She might have been a little worried as her eyes went straight to the officials to see if she was getting dinged. Doesn't, but ball goes out. Last touched by her. 1 second on the shot clock. In for McCarthy. She can't handle it, so it will, in fact, be a turnover off the shot clock violation. Maddie Hackman back onto the court as well as she looks to play this one in. As Valrath leaves for Koppes. Vasilenko for Eichenberger, 10 on the shot clock. Valrath stepping left, doesn't see the lane for Vasilenko, 4 on the shot clock. She drives forward, puts it up, no bucket. And it's Tammy Aina on the defensive rebound. Aina battling against Valrath in the corner. Dishes for McCarthy. Hart cuts her, spinning. Has a step off the glass. No, McCarthy, yes.
Eichenberger coming over for the help, ends up losing underneath the hoop for the clean put back there for McCarthy as she was wide open all alone in the restricted area.
Just 13 points total between these two teams past the midway mark of this third quarter. As Vasilenko trying to find an answer, puts the awkward underhand chance up and it goes in. Cuts her looking for an answer, parries the three-pointer right back. That gets the crowd going. Looks like the South Cam grad has a few friends and family in attendance for her homecoming.
Yeah, 3 Kamloops natives on this UBC Okanagan Heat roster. So a lot of Kamloops connections and a lot of family and friends.
Feed in tight. Trying to connect with Hackman under all kinds of pressure and does draw the foul on Steph Hart. At 3:55 to play. And the Wolfpack with possession, looking to chip away at an expanding deficit as Koppes spins, fires, puts it home. Well, double fives to double threes up on the scoreboard as the hometown product Kutzer brings it across half court. Quick feed into the hands of Lewis. She puts it home, her first points of the night. As the rookie from Kalamalka secondary getting herself on the score sheet. Vasilenko loses the handle, recovers. Wheatley leaves for Koppes. 6 on the shot clock, dish for Vasilenko, kicks it near corner Ramsey, to the top Koppes, lets it fly. No bucket, defensive rebound for Steph Hart. Now Lewis leaves for Hart, looks cross court. Hapner plays it back out for Pink, hesitation, steps around, hurt check, shot doesn't fall. Lewis on the putback, doesn't go either. Hackman with 3 Heat players watching her. And that will result in 2 shots from the free throw line for Maddie Hackman. So into the bonus go the Wolfpack. That's the first foul of the night on Sydney Lewis.
2.5 minutes to work here in the bonus. If you're TRU, they're 9 of 12 here in the contest from the stripe. They're shooting better than UBCO from the line here in the game. So maybe an opportunity for them to try to find their way a few more times in the dying minutes of this third quarter and claw back a little closer.
Well, Hackman makes good on the second, her first point of the night coming off the bench. And she'll go back to work defensively as that long pass attempt gets deflected out of bounds by Vasilenko. She missed that. It was going to be a wide open look from the corner for Lily Pink, who just continues to find herself open time in, time out here in this Friday night weekend opener. Quick passing into the hands of Suki Suzuki. Dishes for Hepner from downtown, doesn't fall. Vasilenko grabs it. 3 opponents guarding her. Gets it for Leahy, back for Vasilenko. She makes her way through the crowd, up for Hackman. Quick shot attempt, doesn't fall. A foul. Going to be charged on Olivia Wheatley, going up for that rebound that had already been claimed.
TRU break through the press there. Know you have a man advantage into the front court. The three-point look is open, but just, again, can't get it to fall. They're 2 of 14 from downtown here in the contest.
Well, the Heat with possession, coming off of that foul on Wheatley, her first of the night. And it's Pink for Suzuki. In tight, Hart spinning on Hackman, puts it up. Doesn't fall, gets her own rebound, kicks it out for Suzuki. 10 on the shot clock. Steps around Ramsey, kicks it out. Hart from downtown. Shot doesn't fall. And it's Wheatley to pounce on the rebound for TRU. Nifty little move from Vasilenko. She puts it up, no bucket. And defensive rebound for Steph Hart. Here's Suzuki with it as we tick toward the final minute of this third quarter. Pink spinning in the key, puts it up, no bucket. 2 chances from the charity stripe instead. As Lily Pink looks to expand upon her game-high 13 points.
Had that bucket early here in the quarter, hasn't had anything since. Has Pink is first trip to the line for her here in the contest, and she'll knock down the first and expand the lead. After that 5-0 start from TRU here in the quarter, it's reversed the other way, and it's actually +3 for the Heat here in the third.
Yeah, they've really, that timeout really turned the tides for them, as they've only had a few fleeting moments where that offense hasn't been working for them. As 60 points nearly through this opening 3 quarters. Impressive performance as Leahy's feed looking for Hackman. Just unable to connect with her. And Suzuki brings this across half court for the Heat. Dishes for Kuhn back onto the court. Spinning in tight, kicks it to her left. Lewis, mid-range jump shot, doesn't fall. Swats the rebound to McCarthy, outside for Kuhn. 10 on the shot clock, back for McCarthy. Little give and go, long 2-point chance. Not gonna fall in that one. Causing a little discomfort for Tammy Aina. As she'll head to the bench, shake that one off, just awkwardly going after the rebound and got tangled up. 20 seconds to go here in the quarter. Hackman and Ramsey bringing it up court for TRU. 15 seconds now, as they'll look for one final shot attempt before the end of the frame to the corner. Hackman, Leahy, Vollrath driving, underhand layup, count it before the buzzer sounds, and we'll head to the final frame. The Heat still with a commanding lead. It's 59-36 here through the first 3 quarters of action. And now it's closing time. Just shut the door, and the visitors look to come into Kamloops and come away with the Friday night victory.
They end up +1 in the quarter are the Heat. TRU actually shot better from the floor in the quarter than UBCO. It was just a 5 more opportunities from the floor for the Heat, and also drained 2 3-pointers where TRU was 0 of 3 in the quarter. That's the difference as they expand their lead by a single point here heading to the fourth.
Well, we'll take a quick break and come back with the fourth and final frame here from Kamloops. You're watching the Heat WolfPack. It's the game of the week here on Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel.
You deserve peace of mind, and Kamloops Kia Certified Pre-Owned program delivers it. Each vehicle passes a 135-point inspection and comes with a Carfax history report, 30-day no-hassle exchange policy, and extended warranty options, so you can drive with total confidence. Get the value you want and the quality you trust with a certified pre-owned Kia from Kamloops Kia, 888th Street on the North Shore.
Kia, movement that inspires.
And we're back ready for the fourth and final stanza. Shinkiewicz Reed bringing you this one on Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel, and also streaming on CBC Sports and TELUS Optic here Friday night. And if you can't get enough basketball action, well, we got more tonight. The men's contingents from these schools set to tip off at 7:30, and then it's rematches for all 4 teams involved tomorrow. Women tip off at 4 p.m., men at 6 p.m. You can catch all of that here on Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel. As quickly, look into the corner, Kuhn steps out of bounds. And that'll be a quick turnover here to start the fourth quarter. As TRU staying with the bench plus Volrath, let's call it, as they start the final frame. Paige Leahy takes the feed to Wheatley, looking for an option. Leaves for Volrath. In a bit of a height mismatch against McCarthy. Dishes for Wheatley. Her shot doesn't fall. Needed to get it away as the shot clock was expiring. And another rebound for the Heat is back the other way. Williams looking from downtown. McCarthy poking it towards a teammate. Volrath trying to pick it off, but poked it into her bench instead. And you've mentioned it a few times tonight, Mike. Not often we've seen this WolfPack team out rebounded, and 38-15 is now the margin in favor of UBCO. So you have to think heading into tomorrow night's rematch, that's certainly going to be a focal point as Pink looking for more, can't come away with it. Jump ball going to be called off the rebound, and Wheatley does enough to earn possession for the Pack.
And the rebounding hasn't just been a lack of effort, it's positioning, where we've seen the Heat seemingly get inside position time and time again, and TRU is going to have to box out a little bit more effectively tomorrow afternoon for the matinee as my voice decides to give up.
Ramsey takes the rock from Wheatley from the top of the key, puts it up, awkwardly makes it work. And she's got her first field goal of the night. Williams plays it for Kuhn to her left, Suzuki. Trying to step her around Ramsey. Little bobble, stays with it, dishes to Williams. She'll put it off the floor in tight, off the glass. McCarthy's got 2 more. Make that 12 on the night for Tennyson McCarthy. Ramsey plays for Volrath. 8 minutes still to play here in this Friday night openers. The bounce pass looking for a cutting Hackman, just out of her reach.
And that might just be the chemistry here. Volrath playing with the second unit. You know, maybe don't have as many runs together on something like that. Thought Hackman was going to continue the run to the hoop, kind of held up in that pass a couple feet in front of her.
Kuhn, McCarthy outside. Williams from downtown buries it. And that'll be the third Heat player into double digit scoring. She's got 11 on the night. Ramsey, double coverage. Gets it ahead for Olivia Randall. 10 on the shot clock as she plays it for Wheatley. Stepping right, blocked by McCarthy. Ramsey, second effort from 3, no bucket. Kuhn all by herself under the hoop, grabs the rebound. The other way, Williams, McCarthy, glass, rim, glass, 2 points.
Just wide open underneath. TRU kind of losing her there along the baseline, and just puts it up and in for another 2, and this lead continues to grow for the Heat. They're not taking their foot off the accelerator.
No, one team's gone to the bench, the other team not relinquishing yet as that Hackman three-point attempt doesn't fall. Randall spinning, going up with it. But I think both Heat players getting a fingertip on it defensively as Suzuki looks from downtown. No bucket. Wheatley grabs the rebound. Inside 7 to play. It's number 7. Ramsey with it. Leaves for Valrath. Randall. Hackman. Valrath. 10 on the shot clock. Pump fake driving. Can't find it. Draws a foul on Suzuki. It'll be baseline possession with 7 seconds to go on the shot clock. As both teams making substitutions, it'll be Kutzer and Ina, the 2 Kamloopsians, back onto the court here for the Heat. Koppes and Koenig checking in for the first time onto the court now for TRU as Hackman takes the feed. 7 on the shot clock. Her feed deflected. Randall stays with it. 3-point attempt, no bucket. Defensive rebound, Tammy Ina. Kutzer. Looking for an option, finds Kuhn. Quick dish. McCarthy off the glass for 2. She's got 16 now in the contest.
Yeah, overtaking Lily Pink for the game high with that bucket. A little contact, doesn't get the whistle, but stays with it.
And that dish intercepted by McCarthy. She'll take it herself, doesn't fall, gets it back for Ina. Outside, Pink stepping, spinning, loses the handle on it. And it's Olivia Randall grabbing it to come up court. Ramsey, now Koppes. Hackman. Pink trying for the steal. Unable to do it. Randall stays with it, puts it off the glass, no bucket. There's only 2 points through the opening 5 minutes of this one for TRU as Ina driving. Can't get the layup attempt to fall, but does draw the foul. And she will head back to the free throw line where she has grabbed 4 of her 6 points so far tonight. Has made all 5 now of her free throw attempts. Is Izzy Phillips getting ready to come into the game for TRU. And let's make it 6 for 6 now. Perfect from the charity stripe through 3 trips for Tammy Ina. As Phillips now comes into the game. Lewis and Hart both check back in as well for UBCO. 70-38 now the spread in favor of the visitors. Randall gives for Phillips. Bounce pass in for Koenig. 6 on the shot clock. Koenig to the corner. Hackman steps left, lets it fly. Shot doesn't fall. Defensive rebound for Kanani Kuhn. Taking it one end to the other. Can't get it to fall. And a travel will be called. No bucket. Looked like one official was perhaps leaning towards a foul, but got superseded by his colleague. So travel officially the call. TRU possession, 4.5 still to play as they bring it up court. Ramsey under pressure, gets it to Randall. Top of the key for Koenig. 5 on the shot clock. Koenig spinning underhanded, puts it in. Just a second field goal made in this quarter for TRU, as that's the first 2 points of the night for Colby Koenig coming off the bench as well. Kuhn needs to be careful, just stays in bounds. Gives for Hart, her three-pointer doesn't go. Kuhn gets the rebound, outside for Kutzer. Bingo! How's this for a double-double statistic? 16 rebounds, 16 points for Tennyson McCarthy as Aina puts that one home.
BioSteel might be calling. That's well on your way to player of the week status. If you can do anything close to that again tomorrow, you got a front runner to be sure.
Ramsey with it now for TRU. Should mention as well with that bucket, Aina, 10 points, the fourth member now of the Heat into double-digit scoring. Kutzer, long feed in tight, quick passing, finding an open Kanani. Kuhn makes no mistake from downtown, as she's the fifth player for the Heat into double digits with that three-point bucket, make it 10 on the night.
Everybody eating on the side of the Heat. 16, 11, 10, 15, 10. Also, Kutzer with 9 right on the helm. We'll see if we add one more into double digits here in the final 2.5.
Koenig can't come away with that pass, so it'll be a late turnover as we'll see a trio more of substitutions, including the first look of Sage Parfit here for the Heat. As Nogic and Hepner also checking back in for UBCO. So 16 rebounds for McCarthy herself as a team, 19 for TRU. As that is certainly a lopsided statistical column, 47-19 now the advantage for the Heat as they play it out for Nogic. Buries a three-pointer. You can't stop them. Into the 80s they go, more than doubling up TRU. And when you've put up 40, that's not an easy thing to do at this level. But the Heat have been hot all night and so far can't be stopped as Koenig spinning. No bucket, draws the foul.
Yeah, 4 for 7 from beyond the arc here in the fourth quarter alone for this UBCO team, who've now drained 12 three-pointers as a unit as they've spread it around from long range. Kutzer's got 3 of them. Suzuki's got 1. Williams has 3 three-pointers. Pink's got 3 of them. And then Nogic and Kuhn also with a three-pointer apiece. So a lot of long-range trigger for this team.
Inside the final 2 minutes to play, feed comes in for Parfit. She goes up for it, can't get the bucket to fall, and it'll go out. Looks like Sydney Lewis got a piece trying to keep it in play. And as Ramsey will bring it up court now for the Pack, gives for Leahy. Up top, Hackman to Phillips. Being watched by Kiana Kutzer. As the pass picked off by Parfit, she's going to take it herself. Layups in for 2. She's on the board off the bench.
And the bench loving that for UBCO as well, as onto the floor late in the game, getting a bucket, and the teammates love it.
Phillips looking from downtown. That one got deflected by Lewis. And easy to handle for the UBCO defenses. Kutzer driving, hesitation off the glass for 2.
And into double digits, as that'll be 11 on the night now for number 1.
6 players factoring in double digits scoring for the Heat as Koenig stays with it off the glass. Can't get it to fall. Kutzer trying to come away with the rebound, but unable to do so. Pokes it out of bounds. Well, 39 seconds to go, and TRU with 14 seconds to work with off this baseline inbounds pass. Koenig gives back for Leahy. Under all kinds of pressure, trying to find a cutting Hackman, and that pass attempt just tipped out of her reach. Inside 25 seconds to play, and the Heat will bring it up court one last time. Parfit, Hepner driving, underhand layup doesn't fall. As Ramsey will bring this up, 10 seconds to play, and well, that should do this for us on this Friday night. One last steal. Lewis will just dribble it out, and it is a big victory for UBCO. They come into Kamloops and take the win. 7 players factoring double-digit scoring. It's the 16s for McCarthy. Rebounds and points. You got to give her the nod of the unofficial player of the game without question.
Yeah, insane stat line, 16 and 16. Hey, 3 blocks as well. Let's not shy away at that just because it's not a 16 number on the board. And also that big win may be enough to secure the President's Cup for UBCO. The math is simple. TRU need to win tomorrow, and they need to win by 25, or the Heat will keep that trophy in Kelowna.
Well, there you have it. That'll do it for us for the opener Friday night. We got the men's team set to tip off in about half an hour, and both these teams will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. You can catch that all right again right here. But that'll do it for the opener on behalf of our entire crew. Our show producer, Adam Donnelly, color commentator, Michael Reeve. My name is Jamie Shinkuski. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, the final score is the Heat 85, the WolfPack 41. You've been watching women's basketball here on Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel.